Losing your brain cells. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I am,
Oh,
of course. Welcome to the podcast. As you know, I am Wild Fang, and next to me on your screen should be Darkwave, as usual.
hello everybody.
Today, it's been a while. Today, we are talking about a few things. Oh, hello, Retro. How you doing? Today, we're talking about a few things. First thing, to kind of get the normal stuff out the way, let's talk about Dynasty Warriors Origins. I played that demo. I actually think that game was actually pretty good. Genuinely surprised. Except the fact that they put Lulu at the end of it.
It's not. Let's look like this. It's better than Dynasty Warriors 9.
Oh, 110%. That is,
Let me be honest. Let me be serious for a second. That game, Origins.
Mhm.
I have to look at that as a side project because it kind of is. It's not your traditional Dynasty Warriors by any stretch. It's not terrible.
Oh, no, it's not.
I need to see more weapon types. But
They're going to give us 4 out of 9.
excuse me.
Yeah, they gave us 4 out of 9.
9.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't see a couple of the characters on the screen?
What's the other 5?
I don't know, but all I know is Huang Giai, instead of using that boat, he has fisticuffs. Because that's what we really wanted him to do. Instead of using the boat, which actually made him a unique character in and of himself.
My drive is dying very slowly.
I know. And for every good thing about it, I was like, I'm confused. Are the people who's supposed to have the weapons have their weapons? Because if they don't, that's automatically going to make me mad. Because that would be the same thing they just did. And people just complained to them about. In 2 different franchises with both Samurai Warriors and Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors 9. Samurai Warriors 5 specifically.
I don't get it. I do not understand.
Not on this one, Retro.
I mean, it wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't terrible. I do have some concerns. Like, I don't know if I want to play a Dynasty Warriors game where I gotta fight a boss, like a Souls boss.
Yeah.
I've always pictured Dynasty Warriors as the game that you can kind of cut your brain off and kind of like relax.
Yeah, they actually had a mode for that.
Huh?
You didn't see it? So if you put it on like the easier mode, it actually
I don't play those on easy mode, sir.
I know, but if it even told you the settings. Like if you put it on the easy mode, what would happen is they would make it like the older Dynasty Warriors. So I tested this out. So enemies who are actually very tough and smart, they become like the enemies from regular Dynasty Warriors. You can just smack them. There's no issues or nothing.
I mean, I don't mind a challenge.
Yeah.
But usually that challenge comes in the form of putting it on hard mode and you have no weapons leveled up. Thus, you're crippled.
Yeah.
And then you try to run into an enemy fortress and get utterly mopped by Lubu. And then you're running around avoiding stuff because you want to build your ult.
Yeah.
And spam it. It is those days are missed.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna buy this one at launch. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't even know if this is the Dynasty Warriors that I want. But again, the demo wasn't terrible. The feel was kind of there, but
yeah, I felt amazing running around.
9 weapons is kind of.
Oh yeah, no, that actually bugged me, and that's why I saw some of the characters. I was like, do you have your weapon, or am I tripping?
When we have all these characters, we only play as the one. Like,
Yeah, that was also kind of weird. Switch your character to build up a meter, and then it doesn't can't stay as the other character.
I didn't even bring no one with me. I went in solo.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking weird. So that actually bugged me in that part. The other part again, it's the 9 weapons, and while on that case, I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait till the main game come out, and then if the main game come out and there's only 9 weapons, and everyone has those same 9 weapons, they just have the same version. I was like, okay, but then I saw somewhere that you can change the style of you having a weapon. So, prime example, you have a sword, or you can have the sword held reverse blade. And I was just like, we'll see. I don't know. All I know is if they don't get it right, then something is wrong with them, because they got lambasted twice in a row, 3 times if you include 9 empires, which magically some people thought was good. And I looked at them and I was like, no, it's just the same. It's essentially the same, except for the difference is you do it's just bad, and you create a character. This new one, I hope you get to customize the character a little bit, because if that's all you get to look like, I'm gonna be like, then this looks like Zushu or whatever like his name is.
I don't know, man. I would have probably just preferred. I don't know. Dynasty Warriors 8 was the peak.
It is. It still is.
Dynasty Warriors 7, if you're looking for more of the story aspect, but I do think 8 is the overall better game.
No, overall,
I think 8 Empires, and that's my thing. I always enjoyed the Dynasty Warriors, looking forward to Empires. I can't look forward to that now. So I don't know. Like I said, it's not terrible. It's not Dynasty Warriors 9. We all know how that was.
It was terrible.
And it's not Samurai Warriors 5. We know how that was.
It was also terrible. We have like 7 weapons, and everyone has them. And yeah,
don't get me started.
Nobunaga who's a main character, wasn't different enough. And what's his name? It's just like, yo, these characters in the last game were not only better, but they had better attacks.
Everything was better. There was not the only thing better in 5 was maybe the graphics.
But they were cell shaded, so it was completely different.
Yeah.
So all the characters look different. That's why I was like, oh wow, characters that you would think would look exactly the same, looking completely different. Like Nobunaga, who just looked weird.
Yeah, until you got to, until you got to the older Nobunaga.
Yeah, he just looked fucking weird. He still looked kind of weird because all he had was the mustache and shit, and he didn't really do anything with him too much. But yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna give Dynasty Warriors Origins more of a chance. Probably rent it first before I even try to buy it from GameFly, because I don't want to waste my money or time to buy it and be like, okay, so this and this is an issue, so I'm gonna wait. But if it's better than what I expect, then yeah, I'm gonna be hyped, and I'm gonna keep it. Other than that, to me, it's just the game so far that I was impressed by the demo, because it's definitely better than 9. Which, as I straight up said multiple times, it is not that hard to be better than Dynasty Warriors 9. All you gotta do is just not be stupid.
Comparable game.
Make a competent game. Have actually good voice acting, which I was surprised that they did. Surprised they changed the voice actor for Lu Bu though. That one I was like, come on, guys. It's been the same guy for years.
You don't like Gohan as Ubu?
I like Gohan as Ubu. He did a good job, but the voice actors and all total, I was like, oh, you actually got a voice acting studio, the real one, to actually do your game. That's great. Because I don't want to hear, I used to be a good assassin, and then I had an arrow to the knee. No, it wasn't funny. Don't laugh at me. Just give me the medicine. God. I was like, oh, for the sake
of Dynasty Warriors now looking at you. Everything for
Yeah. It had some very bad voice acting. I don't even know why they hired a random ass studio like that.
They could have hired me. I'd have done a better job.
They could have actually hired the actual fucking voice actors from the past games, and they would have just been fine. Hell, they could have just used the actual voices from the previous games would have been fine.
Hell,
But-
AI probably done better than that.
Yeah. But like I said, man, half that game was just terrible. But yeah, like I said, I'll see what happens with Origins. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, they can do a better job than what I'm getting. And if they do a better job, then I'm going to be happy.
Man, it's not a hard thing to do.
Yeah. So far, like I said, from playing the demo, not only is the voice acting better, but so far the gameplay is better. I actually had a challenge with basic enemy mobs. I actually died multiple times, and not just from Lubu. I actually died from actual enemies. I was like, oh shit, my health is low, and I generally forgot about it. And I was like, crap, this is not a regular Dynasty Wars. This is actually a Dynasty Wars that has a competent, what's it called? It's like Neo, if Neo was Dynasty Wars. So we'll see what happens. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, Sega. Sega actually made a competent game. Just give them a tiny clap.
What's the competent game?
Sonic X Shadow. It's a competent
Sir,
game.
that game is made almost 15 years ago.
Can you let me finish? I said a small claps. Right? For making half a game that was already made and actually still good, and updating a lot of the things with the game, like some of the level design and the voice acting, and some of the situations that happen, and also making a good second game added to it. Fortunately, both of those games are both short. They're like 2 hours each, but together it's like a 7-hour game.
That's fine for a Sonic game.
You said what?
That's perfectly good for a Sonic game.
That is perfectly good. I still don't like classic Sonic though, but yeah, like I said, it's a competent game, So what's your bet that the next Sonic game is going to be terrible, considering their track record?
Depends. Depends on how they go.
Do you think they said, because every time they make a Sonic game, they always come up with a new idea and then throw it out and then start over again? Do you think they're going to build on Sonic Frontiers?
I mean, they could, but it's not like Sonic Frontiers was perfect. I think that if I don't know what we do with Sonic to be. How about this? How about we just get a Sonic Adventure again? I mean, a legitimate Sonic Adventure game.
Sonic Adventure 3.
That, a remake of 2, a remake of 1, which I think is a better adventure game than 2.
Yeah, because 2 wasn't really an adventure game. It was just a level-based game.
Yeah. 2 is the better game overall, but
yeah.
As far as adventure, it's easily the first one.
Yeah.
So I mean, give us that. I don't know what we're doing. With I mean, Frontiers wasn't terrible, but
it was not. As I say, they always think about every terrible Sonic game that has come out. Right?
That's plenty, sir.
It's always good, bad, good.
No, it was bad. Then you got 2 good ones. Then you got like bad again, and then you waited a while. Then you got one that wasn't from Sonic Team, and then you got another bad one, which was the Switch one or whatever that one was called. Forces.
Boom.
No, that
Forces was fucking terrible.
Yeah, you got Sonic Boom, which was bad. Then you got Forces, which was bad. Then you got Frontiers, which was good. And now you're getting a remake of Generations, which is good. I mean,
already technically they cheated with that one. But,
yeah, so I mean, you've had more bad than you have good.
Wait, what are the bad ones you were talking about?
I mean, let's be real. Sonic, everything after Sonic Heroes is basically bad, outside of Colors and Generations.
Unleashed.
Some people like Unleashed. I hated Unleashed.
Yeah, half of Unleashed was.
It's half a game. The daytime levels were great. The nighttime levels sucked.
The nighttime levels were not that bad. They were not that bad. People over exaggerate how bad they were, but I was like, I mean, it's a small pace. My main issue with that game is the optional coins that you have to collect. When later in the game, it's like you didn't collect enough optional coins to continue on with the story mode. You're like, What does optional mean? I could have sworn optional meant something completely different to me. Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't collect enough sun tokens. You didn't collect enough moon tokens
Like
to fight
this.
the
If
last
you want
boss.
to count, I'll play like this. You can either put Generations in bad or good, but pretty much everything after Sonic Heroes,
Yeah, it went down.
bad.
Yeah.
Sonic, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, Sonic in the Dark Black Knight, Sonic in the Secret Rings, Sonic Boom,
Both terrible
Sonic Forces, Sonic Lost World. I mean,
Lost World. Oh, wait. Lost World actually is not a bad game. I actually do like that game a lot more than what people give it credit for.
I tried to like it. The game, Sonic Lost World, did a lot of interesting things, but it did not fully flesh them out. It
I didn't get a chance to.
At best, it's like a 6.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm not putting as good. It's like
6 is better.
I'll play this.
Out of 10,
have, I would say, you got Sonic 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
And you got some like 3D Blast and all the other shit in there. We're not going to count
3D
those.
Blast is not that good.
I'm not counting those. You got
Okay.
Sonic 1, 2, and 3.
And
Peak.
Knuckles. Peak.
Yes. By the way, I want everyone to know, I always said Knuckles was Shadow before Shadow was even existed. That picture of that Sonic 3 rendition with shadows in the grass, that was Knuckles, by the way, ladies, in the past. Proves my point. So you got Sonic 1, 2, and 3, greatness. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, greatness. Sonic Heroes, good. Not great.
Not great, it's good.
And then if you want to slot, like, this is where you get tricky. Unleashed would be like below Heroes, and then Lost World would be below Unleashed, or maybe equal to Unleashed depending on who you are. And those are below average to mid. And then after that, you get Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, Secret Rings, Black Knight, Boom, Forces.
All terrible games, literally.
And then the silver lining in all of these games is colors, which can go up to this Heroes, Generation, which can go up to Peak, and then you can go to Forces, which will go where Heroes is.
Frontiers.
I mean,
Frontiers. You said Forces.
Frontiers. Yeah, Frontiers can go right where Sonic Heroes is in like the good section. I put Generation. I would put colors in Peak. Yeah, but Generations happen.
Yeah. So
I
like colors, but I still think Generations is an overall better game.
Oh, Generations is the best Sonic game. As the best Sonic game since Sonic Adventure 2, maybe.
Yeah. I just wish they had more levels. Like, give me DLC levels, man. Like, come on, man. More like from each era of Sonic, you got one level. I'm like, come on,
but the problem with these Sonic games is we're only stuck with playing as Sonic.
Yeah.
They don't utilize the cast of characters that we have.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Knuckles. Now I do know you can play as them. I believe in
Frontier now.
Frontiers.
Yeah.
And you briefly play as them as like the last time you played as them outside Frontiers was like briefly in 06?
Yeah, but Omega was glitched out the frame. You could just you could get him to the end of the level anytime, any level you was in. I was like, yeah. But the funny thing is, with most of the bad ones, like one or two of them, I honestly can say there was at least something about them that if they had expanded upon them, it would have been a fantastic game. If they had kept up with it, like Sonic 06, Sonic's story is hands down the best story out of all three of them. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. His levels are just concise and better, except for the ones where you're carrying what's her name. Those are
the problem with Sonic 06 isn't really the story, because that's probably the last game Shadow was even done well in.
Yeah,
it's the problem with Sonic 06 is technical issues. Like, honestly, if any game was to get remade from the ground up,
it should be that one.
It should be that one, because the game was technical issues. Silver played like fucking dog shit,
and he was slow, even though he's canonically fast. And I was like,
he's
okay,
slow. Well, he's fast because he can fly, but he's run speed. He's slow, but his gameplay was fucking horseshit.
Yeah, it was boring.
And then Sonic and Shadow was just technical issues galore. And then when you did play with Knuckles and Tails, it was literally for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because Sonic is dead and you're getting the Chaos Emerald.
Yeah. There's that. And for a lot of people, Sonic 4 is also terrible. I was like, Sonic 4 is not really that bad.
Well, Sonic 4, the problem with Sonic 4 had a great first episode, and then everything after that was mid.
Second episode was just basic, but I was like, this is just Sonic 2 again. But
it was just mid. Like, what do you even put that game? You put it, it's like, you just put it in, like, you put it right where Unleashed and maybe Lost World is, like, mid. I mean, not garbage, but.
Yeah. And the reason why I praise Lost World is because everything about the game is really good, except the story. It's really dumb. They tried so hard to make it seem like Dr. Robotnik was not going to be the last boss, and it turns out he's the last boss. So I was like, oh wow, this is
of course
so predictable and so stupid.
Robotnik is 90% of the time the last boss.
Yeah,
in most games.
And they introduced them villains. And I'm like, these villains would be great if this story was better. But like for me, the gameplay, if they had improved upon the gameplay and they did a lot to it, Sonic Lost World's style of gameplay could have actually been some of the great produce some of the greatest games. Considering that the level design in Sonic Lost World is actually really, really good. Some of those levels are just you could do whatever the fuck you want to get to the end of the level. It's like, oh crap, that's really good. Instead, these motherfuckers said, okay, we're done with this. Let's throw it away. Sonic fucking Boom is next. And you're like, excuse me?
Sonic Boom, man. What a fucking...
Yeah, I can't find a positive for that one. That one's just, it's just not a good game.
And there's no positive in anything, Sonic Boom. Unless you just like dark comedy.
Oh, God. Shadow was so bad in that game. You just fight him for absolutely no reason. There's just so much crap with that game, dude.
I mean, Shadow after Sonic 06 was basically get the fuck off my TV. And I mean, even during Sonic 06, because I had done all 10 fucking endings in Shadow the Hedgehog, I was done with Shadow anyway.
Oh yeah, dog. I was done with that too. I remember I borrowed it from you specifically.
Like people wonder why I don't like Shadow anymore. It's like you play Shadow the Hedgehog for 10 different endings, and you see the stories and the shit they had him do.
Yeah.
And then you play Sonic 06 and you're like, you're not terrible in this game,
but your levels are glitched out the frame. Like that one where you're driving on the water at the beginning and the towers fall. There's literally no possible way you can not die unless you freaking start over from a certain spot and then you got to drive into the corner. And I was like, oh wow.
And I also don't like the fact that we just make Shadow use vehicles. I've never liked that. Like, I get the motorcycle is kind of cool, but it's like, why? Like, I can understand Tails, right?
Yeah.
It's like if Sonic hops in a car and drives it legitimately, like purposely.
Yeah.
Why? You're faster than this car.
Yeah.
Like, the bike was cool, but it's like, Shadow, you're faster than the bike, bruh.
Yeah, you're faster than all the equipment in this game. And
why
you're stronger.
Are you using bikes? A gun, sure. I can understand that more than anything else, but a bike? His boots didn't get fucking destroyed, so what the hell are you using them for? I can see if his boots got malfunctioned, he had to use them. Because he's not fast without them. He doesn't have natural, well, he has different type of speed, but it's not natural.
Yeah. That's why every time he argues with Sonic, I'm like, well, it's because of your boots, man.
I mean, technically speaking, he's not faster than Sonic.
Yeah.
He's close. He's the closest. He's not faster.
No, he's not.
I don't know. I feel like they just try to make him more like the thing with Shadow was he was cool because of his demeanor, not because he was riding bikes and using guns.
Yeah, that's what they made him do. And then if you look at his world or his collection room in there, you can actually get on a bike and start reminiscing about shit. I was like, okay.
Like, if you look at Sonic Adventure 2, he was cool and he did not ride a motorcycle. He didn't use guns. It's because he had an objective. He was arrogant. He was cocky about it. and basically he knew he was the shit, which technically he was.
Yeah.
Giving him a bike and a gun and all this other shit. It was just like, for the sake of edgy, let's just give him guns. And like I said, I can see a gun. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
But a bike, come on, man.
Yeah, that game only had one major problem with Shadow, though. Sonic Adventure 2. Shadow only has 3 to 4 levels.
Radical Highway, prison escape, the meteor, the space area,
White Jungle.
White Jungle. Well, the first time you see him,
yeah,
that may have been Radical Highway. Yeah, he doesn't have much, but I mean that's because the game is split to like 3 characters.
Yeah, and you're like, oh crap, Sonic on his end has like 7, 8. Shadow has like 4 and 2 bosses, 3 bosses.
Yeah, Shadow has. So I don't remember like Radical Highway and the
Radical Highway, Rail Skyway, fucking White Jungle, Meteor Drink, and that is it. And then he fights 3 bosses: Sonic twice, and the
he fights Sonic twice. Oh, and the gun ship, right?
In the gun ship. That's Shadow's gameplay. Wow, even the Golem, Robotnik fights the Golem. Rouge fights another joint, the gun joint.
Doesn't Robotnik have the most levels?
Robotnik has the most levels, yes. Which is fucking annoying. And it's like, oh crap. And then like you can complete a level, do Rouge joint, and then go back to a Robotnik level. And it's like
Rouge has like 4, 5?
She has like 5, yeah.
Because Knuckles has about
5, 6. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, so Tails has the least amount of levels, and Robotnik has more levels.
Pumpkin Hill, Aquatic Mines, the fucking temple area, and Meteor Herd.
Yeah,
that's his 5. Yeah, and Rouge is basic. Rouge has she has 5 because she's in the prison. That's her special one. Because she does the same one. She doesn't do Pumpkin Hill, though. No, wait. What is Rouge's levels? She does Pumpkin. She does Wild Canyon.
Yeah.
She does, like, the prison area. She does Meteor Herd. That's 3.
Okay, I can tell you. For Sonic is City Escape, Metal Harbor, Green Forest, Pyramid Cave, Crazy Gadget, Final Rush. Then there's Mech Stages, which is Prison Lane, Mission Street, Hidden Base, Eternal Engine.
Who's this?
That's Tails.
Oh.
And then Knuckles is Wild Canyon, Pumpkin Hill, Quiet Mind, Death Chamber, Meteor Herd. For Dark Story, Shadow only gets 4 with Radical Highway, White Jungle, Sky Rail, and Final Chase. Eggman gets Iron Gate, Sand Ocean, Lost Colony, Weapons Bed, and Cosmic Wall. And Rouge got Dry Lagoon, Headquarters, Security Hall, and Mad Space. Literally, Robotnik took all the damn stages.
Of course.
Like, literally, I was disappointed. I'm still disappointed that, the leaders of each team got the lead. It's totally different with one or the other. Sonic gets to play on all these damn levels, and Shadow gets 4. You're like, God damn it.
Yeah. As a Knuckles fan, I'm happy. So
yeah, Knuckles is he was treated very well, and all his levels are fucking amazing because the music also makes them also amazing.
Oh yeah, music is
some
of the best of all time.
Yeah, on all his stages. But at this point we're transitioning to Shadow's cooler than Knuckles, so that's what he got. What 2 stages. The one is technically a recolored Sonic stage.
Knuckles and Shadow were basically polar. They were literally the same character. They transitioned Knuckles to be more of a treasure hunter.
Yeah.
And a little bit more open. But before then, they were the same character. Like, even if you watch the Sonic Frontier fucking anime shorts, like, Knuckles is basically Shadow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people understand that Knuckles was Shadow before Shadow was even a creation. Like, we just made Shadow like this guy who doesn't like Sonic, quote unquote, and gets annoyed with Sonic, quote unquote. Man, that sounds like a certain Echidna used to do. Hell, in Sonic Adventure 2, he's not even with Sonic until like Death Chamber.
Yeah.
He doesn't even see them until Death Chamber. He finds his ass in a fucking sewer after Aquatic Mines.
Oh yeah, and you just start trying to pick him up.
Yeah, he just like they're on top of a sewer thing. He just banging on the thing. They just find him this way.
Yeah,
he's not even with them like half the game. Like half his game is just him.
Yeah,
for the fucking Master Emerald because of
Rouge.
He broke them. Well, he broke it.
Oh yeah, Robotnik. I'm so sorry.
Robotnik tried to take him, and Knuckles broke him, and him and Rouge are going through each of their levels except for their one find the keys.
Yeah, that level was terrible. Regardless.
Death Chamber, fucking listen.
I don't like Death Chamber in the slightest. No,
I don't either. Love the music.
I like Death
Love
Chamber
the boss.
There's that, and then there's the joint where which one's the joint with the you have to find the Chaos Emeralds in their timeline, but I still don't like those levels. You can't even enjoy the damn level. Knuckles, on the other hand, you're like, oh, all your levels are just chill.
Well, Death Chamber sucked. The boss was fun.
His Death Chamber is not as terrible as Rouge's.
Well, Rouge's levels are just not fun, really. They're okay. I think the problem with I think the problem is with both characters.
What?
If you play Knuckles first and you go to Rouge, you hate her levels more because you just got done with this shit.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If you play Rouge first and then you go to Knuckles, you're probably gonna hate his stuff more because it's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But you listen to his music, you're like, damn.
Well, the music is great. Like Wild Canyon is just peak music. Like
for me, it's Pumpkin Hill, bro.
I mean, I love Pumpkin Hill too.
Yeah.
You know, Aquatic Mines is very chill, relaxed.
Yeah.
The worst one is probably Meteor Herd.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, literally.
And it's not even a bad song
at all.
Death Chamber. I wouldn't even call Death Chamber a song. It's more like inner monologue.
Yeah.
Because it's like him talking to Sonic, and he's like being stubborn. And then Sonic, the monologue to Sonic is "You're damn right," which I was like, "Oh shit, we're cussing in this game." You're damn right, Knuckles. Now let's go get that emerald or some shit. Like that was just more monologue. Wild Canyon was so good because it's basically saying he's gonna beat the shit out of Rouge.
That is true.
She's sexy and smooth. A double-crossed spy thief. Who could have did that? That snitch named Rouge, which we all know if this was an actual game, they would say that bitch named Rouge. Like, it was great.
Yeah, song is amazing.
He was equally coming on to Rouge and wanting to beat her ass at the same time. Love it. And then Pumpkin Hill is just peak rap. It's just good rap.
Yeah, talk about he's not afraid of no ghosts, but you know, he will punch a ghost in the face. Like, yo, get out of here, son.
Like I still listen to all those songs, and I always listen to Wild Can. You know, at Echidna, that's where I'm representing, spitting like a Mike Hogg, like a menace. He gotta chase a bat, huh? Yeah, Rouge, she's sexy and smooth. Like, I was like, what the fuck? This is great. I love Rouge, man. She's great.
Yeah, Rouge is
not better than Julie, but
huh?
She's not better than Julie, but you know.
Who the fuck is Julie?
Julie Sue, Knuckles' actual woman in the comics.
That's the comic canon.
Listen, man, she's not. Rook's in that canon. She's in there.
I know the comic timeline is different from the actual.
I know
timeline.
She's just not better than Julie, man.
Yeah, I deny that.
You like,
but yeah, some of the characters. Yeah, I do like Rouge better. Their dynamic is a little better.
You like Rouge better than Julie Sue, man?
Yes, I do.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man, it doesn't matter.
Can we just get comic book Amy, please, and her OP? You know what? Sonic Prime basically gave us comic book Amy.
Sonic Prime still doesn't make sense because it's canon.
Sonic Prime, I haven't finished season 2 or 3 yet, but I need to get around to watching it. But the best person in the show is Amy, at least in season 1. It's not even close.
Yeah, like I said, dude. it's just a bunch of shit. Like I said, when they said that shit was canon, I was one of the people that was like,
I mean, Sonic Prime has problems with like Knuckles' voice. It's so weird.
yeah, his voice is weird.
In their normal timeline, his voice is all deep. Yeah. But then everywhere else is like normal. It's so weird.
Yeah, so that's why I said, and literally, if it's canon, where is it taking place? It can't be before or after certain things, because you'd be like,
no, man. The Sonic canon is all over the place, dude.
But you know which game, like some of the games literally take place after some of the games. You know where it relatively is. Like Generations is after Colors. You know this.
Well, yes, I mean, yeah, you can, Sonic 1, 2, and 3, obviously. Sonic Adventure 1 into 2, obviously. Sonic Adventure 2 into Heroes, because they basically blatantly meant, I mean, Shadow alone basically tells you that.
Yeah.
So, Shadow the Hedgehog after Sonic Heroes.
110%.
Basically, and then Sonic 06 is basically after Shadow the Hedgehog / Heroes.
Except for that gets erased. And then the next one is Forces, I believe, right? Forces.
Wait, 06 got erased?
At the end of 06, it gets erased. That time gets erased.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why Mephiles in the new joint, he was like, I will restore myself to the timeline.
Yeah, I remember, man.
Yeah.
It's been forever since I've
that boss fight is really good, by the way. I was like, oh shit, there's actual stakes. Like technically if you lose, Mephiles will restore himself to the timeline and really bad shit will happen.
Yeah. By the way, Sonic 3 will be out soon.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
They're teasing that there'll be an appearance of a fourth movie.
No.
I think it's safe to say Black Doom will be in this one.
They don't need to make another movie.
They are making it.
God, stop it.
Here's my problem with this.
What?
More than likely, Black Doom is going to be in this one. If not Black Doom, it's going to be the Eclipse canon.
Yeah,
but I swear in the latest trailer, you hear Black Doom saying Shadow. So if it's not Black Doom, it's the Bio Lizard, right? Has to be, right?
We know it's going to be something. It's Sonic Adventure 2. Essentially, the difference
is it's either one of those two, because Shadow's already teleporting, so it's either Black Doom or Bio Lizard. But my question is, who are you going to put in the end to possibly set up a fourth movie?
It's going to be a Shadow movie, isn't it?
I know it's going to be a Sonic movie. Shadow is supposed to be getting his own spin-off thing. But my point is, who would you put in that spot? Shadow is so OP in this movie. Metal Sonic does not make sense anymore.
Really?
Shadow's already teleporting.
Oh yeah.
That's Shadow 06. That's Shadow the Hedgehog shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you really put Metal Sonic? I mean, unless you just buff Metal Sonic to all hell.
I mean, it depends on if he's also Neo.
You got Metal Sonic. You can do Mephiles, which because that would mean the last person you probably see is Silver, which miss me with that shit, man. Fuck Silver, dude.
Yeah, what's wrong with Silver, bro?
I'm not a Silver fan. Never have been.
I am a Silver fan.
Because if you see Silver at the end, that means you're getting Mephiles. Which, at that point, yikes. Good luck with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with Silver, bro.
I don't want time travel, man.
You mean...
So, let's see. It's Mephiles, Metal Sonic, which Metal Sonic should have been done. He should have been the second movie, personally.
Yeah, honestly. He should have been the final fight.
Or my personal, who I would love to see, Chaos. Now,
Chaos? Well, maybe.
I don't know. Again, like Metal Sonic, Shadow is so OP that Chaos should be like obliterated in seconds.
Yeah.
But
9 times out of 10, it's gonna be fucking Bio Lizard. considering that's Gerald Robotnik that we're doing here.
Well, no, I'm talking about to set up the next movie.
Oh, that would be stupid.
Because they say it's gonna be a cameo at the end apparently. So it's either a random character like Amy or Silver or Rouge, or a villain by like Mephiles, Chaos.
Please don't do that.
Metal Sonic.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Not Metal Sonic.
I mean,
honestly, we'll see what they do.
They have to buff him.
They would have to buff him, yes.
Because Shadow exists, unless we just like take Shadow out of it and doesn't do shit till like the very end of the movie.
All we know is it's definitely going to be BioLizard, though.
I mean, either BioLizard or just Eclipse Cannon entirely. Maybe it could just be the Eclipse Cannon by itself. That would be boring. But I mean, Gerald Robotnik's still alive, so
yeah.
I have questions about that one.
That was weird.
Gerald Robotnik.
But let's move on. There's something I actually did wanted to talk to you about. That is the Game Awards. Yay. Are you ready for the Game Awards?
I'm ready for chaos.
Why?
Shout out to your treatment.
Yeah, shut up.
It shouldn't win, nor should it be nominated. But you know what? I'm here for chaos. So,
hey, yo, I was deeply confused because they added a category in which they put DLC as the thing, and I was just like, you guys are aware that is bullshit. And I love Elden Ring, but no, it should not be up there.
It's not fair.
It is not fair in the slightest.
Because Elden Ring is better, legitimately, by itself, than ever. Like, this Game Awards, it's not that we haven't had bangers.
Yeah.
But if you put any of these games against the last 2 years, none of them are winning. Not a single one. So it's like putting Elden Ring up there. Not saying it's not granted. Again, I want to preface this before I continue. Elden Ring should not be nominated for Game of the Year, nor should it win. Did I vote for it? Absolutely. Come here for chaos.
Yeah.
But it should not win.
Yeah.
But it's just not fair because there's not a single game up there better than Elden Ring. Not one, technically. So it's like, this should have been the year for those games, even though it was a middle, not I want to say mid, but an okay year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Stellar Blade could, like, why is Stellar Blade not there, but Black Myth Wukong is?
Yeah, both games are equal.
Both games are equal on Metacritic at 81, which is, by the way, the lowest rated game to ever be nominated for a Game of the Year. But in my opinion, I've played Black Myth. I think Stellar Blade's better.
Stellar Blade's fucking fantastic.
You have
I need to go back and get the true ending.
I did true ending. You have some people who believe that it's not, that Nier is not that, and I'm like, okay, sure. But yeah, like Stellar Blade should easily be nominated for Game of the Year. Silent Hill 2 could be up there.
Facts.
Instead, we put Shadow of the Erdtree.
Yeah.
As if that game by itself, just Elden Ring, isn't better than every single nomination up there.
That is true.
So why are we being unfair?
They're completely unfair. Like, nonsensically.
Now, will it win? I don't know. But I wouldn't be, if it won, honestly, I'd be happy because I want chaos. But honestly, I wouldn't even be shocked because not realistically, if you want to be technical about it, it should win because not a single game up there is even better than Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, and it's not even longer than that game, more than likely. I guarantee more people probably spent longer on Shadow of the Erdtree than every single one of those games up there.
That is true. And
That's not
for
to say
me,
Shadow Earth was perfect,
yeah, these
but
categories, like these categories this year, are weird now. It's just you got your most anticipated game, in which Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to win. There's no if
not
ands
my
or buts
most
about it.
anticipated. My most anticipated after playing it is Monster Hunter Wilds easily.
Yeah, for me it's Metro Prime 4, but that's a whole nother can of worms. The best adaptation was Knuckles good?
Knuckles is not good. It's good for 3 episodes. It's half a show.
Okay.
And it pains me to say that, but it's literally half a show.
Why you say that? What happens in the show?
The first 3 episodes are excellent, and in the back half, he's barely in the show, and basically it's garbage until like the last 10 minutes of the last episode.
Why is he barely in the show?
I don't know. It focuses more on Wade Whipple.
Okay.
It's not good. Trust me. You watch the first 3 episodes, you're like, oh, he's out of his mind. Then you watch past episode 3, like, oh, wow, I see why Keenan said half a show.
Oh.
Ask our friend Jamal. He'll tell you.
Okay. Innovation and accessibility. And I was like, oh, okay. Best sports racing game. I was like, what came out this year? And then I see WWE 24 in there. Best multiplayer. And I'm like, oh, wow. Helldivers is on there and not on the Game of the Year list. That's fucking stupid. Wait, is it on the Game of the Year list?
No.
That's fucking stupid.
Told you, man. Urtree did not need to be up there.
It did not know.
I think, let me play this. The way the year started.
Yeah.
Okay, remember, I predicted, I think I said it on this show that Urtree would probably be nominated.
Yeah, you did.
Because the way it was going, this year was very weak. But I think by the end of the year, with Silent Hill and all these other games coming out, I think we had enough hitters to have a list without Shadow the Eartree.
Yeah, actually,
Instead, they decided to put Shadow the Eartree up there like a bunch of fucking fools.
Best role-playing game metaphor. I'm like, yeah. Fighting game, Sparking Zero should easily win that.
Should.
Multiverses should not be on there. Action game, Astrobot, Echoes of Wisdom, Prince of Persia, Silent Hill. I don't think Silent Hill is it's less of an action game, but whatever. And Star Wars Outlaws is not good enough to even be a nomination. Best action game, Helldivers 2 is on there again. You got Black Myth, you got Call of Duty, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer. Solid lineup, except for Call of Duty.
I think Stellar Blade should win that.
Yeah, easily. There are VR games I don't care. Mobile games I also don't care.
Wuthering Waves.
What is Wuthering Waves?
You don't need to worry about it, but it's the best. It should be the best mobile game.
Yeah, I do see that in the store for pre-order.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is it a gacha game?
What do you think?
If it is, then I'm not even gonna look at it.
I mean, it's a gacha game. Now they gave a lot of shit for free. I don't know if they're gonna give PlayStation that shit. But let me like this. Imagine if Genshin Impact had like badass combat.
Okay.
There you go.
That's different.
Just imagine Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
With badass combat.
Yeah.
You got yourself Wuthering Waves.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so Wuthering Waves is on there. Best ongoing game is Helldivers 2, Fortnite, Final Fantasy. Is that 14?
Yes.
That is 14. And Diablo and Destiny, in which I'm like, okay, we both know.
That is such an ass list. See, that's where Elden Ring should be.
Exactly.
Because that's where Cyberpunk was last year.
Exactly.
Because Elden Ring would win easily. No one would have a problem. I don't know who wins that. Probably fucking Final Fantasy. I don't know.
Yeah, I do see Wuthering Waves on here. On the PlayStation. We'll see what happens. I may give it a chance.
Like I said, it is literally think Genshin Impact with some better things and badass combat. Like the combat in that game is unreal.
All right. I should look it up. And then it is $9 to get a drink, but it's going to be free.
Don't do that. Just wait for it to be free.
All right. We got Games for Impact, which no one knows what the fuck that. Wait, hold up. I missed one. Best debut indie game, and then there's best independent game. What's the difference? Best independent game and best debut indie game.
I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah. So one of those games is on both, by the way. 2 of those games is on both. Let me make sure. Yeah, 2 of those games is on both lists. So you got me. Then you got games for impact. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't fucking know.
Exactly. Life is Strange Double Exposure's on there. Saga Hellblade 2, and which is, I don't care what people say to me, Hellblade and Hellblade 2 are shit, and they're boring. You can say, oh my god, Hellblade is not a good game. Hellblade 2 is definitely not a good game. They're just boring games that you just walk and you barely fight, and then you walk and solve puzzles, and it's just boring. Then you got best performance. By the way, actually, before I did have a question. Did you get that new Final Fantasy 14 DLC, the Dawn Trail?
Of course.
What the hell did they add to it? Did they add any more villains or?
It's the same. I mean, yeah, they added new villains, but I mean, ain't nothing. The same core formula remains the same.
Okay. After what's his name, the other main villain with the zit on his forehead. Who the fuck else is there you're fighting?
You're fighting right now. You're fighting Zoroj. Well, I actually don't know who we're fighting at this moment because I haven't finished the latest patch.
Yeah.
I finished the main patch, but that enemy's dead. I don't know who the new enemy is. Current. I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
But
also, fun fact, Mr. Darkwave. Did you know that 11 is also still active?
Yes.
What in the flying fuck? What is happening?
The game still makes money.
Both of them make money. Why is 11 even still active, bro?
Because there are people who still prefer 11 over 14.
Jesus crispy Christ.
Mm-hmm.
That is scary.
Well, 14 is very stagnant. 14 is very... It doesn't give a lot of people that MMO feel that 11 does in some ways. Like 11, like nothing matters in FF14. Like you can take a break for a year.
Mm-hmm.
You can come back and you've missed nothing. The only thing you have to worry about is going through the slog of story. And if you don't give a shit about the story, you can just skip the fucking cutscenes. There's no, like, the open world bosses mean jack shit. It's the same thing over and over. Every patch is the same formula. And when you've played for 10 or 11 years and you've done the same thing 1,000 times over and over with no real change, no switch ups, you get boring. FF11, the jobs play a little bit better because they feel more like their jobs. There's gear in the game that you can get a piece of gear that will just last you, so the farming is better. You have sub jobs and main jobs, so that's a little bit better. Now, there's some things about 11 that's very archaic, but you know, to some people, they like 11 better. You know, if you miss time on 11,
yeah. If
you took a year off 11, you've missed some shit.
Yeah.
You take a year off 14, you ain't missed jack shit.
I took like 5 years off the 14, and I came back and it was just like, okay, let me just skip some of these stories.
You haven't missed a damn thing. You can skip it, you can watch them, but at the end of the day, with Final Fantasy 14, and it's a good game. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good game. It's for a person like me who's been playing for 11 years, it's very stagnant. It's very stagnant. It's very just monotonous. It's run of the mill. There's no intrigue. They've made things easier. I don't even raid anymore. Like I just don't care.
Yeah, if I hop on there, we got a raid, bro.
And the problem is we have no other MMOs out there that are good enough to make me miss 14, to take me away from 14, take a nice honest break from 14, and then miss 14 and come back and get that spark again. There's no true MMOs out there to do that. The one we thought was going to do that, Blue Protocol. Well, we all know what happened to that. So,
I don't even remember anything about it. I'm pretty sure it died.
It's dead before it even comes to the States. So thus,
wait, it's still not out in the States yet?
It's not coming out in the States. It's going to die in Japan and it's over.
Oh shit, you're right.
Bandai Namco even shut down their whole online division. They can fuck off too. But there hasn't been that MMO that grabs me to say, all right, I can take a break off 14. This is the one. The closest one will probably play PSO2, but no one else plays it but me. So obviously,
you never told me that you play it. That you still play it, bro.
For PSO2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I play New Genesis. It's on my Xbox.
Dude, if you had said, "Hey, let's run some New Genesis," I'd hop on.
I didn't know you played it, sir.
A little bit. I just never had nobody to play it with.
I mean, I have it. I'm behind, but I have it.
Same here.
So I mean, we can play it, but you get the point. Like with no people playing it, I can't really move on to that one because MMOs are funner with friends. So I'm stuck on fucking 14.
Yeah, which all your friends have.
Yeah, and it's just at this point, it's monotonous, it's boring, and I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Makes sense. All right. But the next one is best performance, where you got, people performing for Aerith Max from Life is Strange, K-Vest from Star Wars, James Sunderland from Silent Hill, and Seona from Sin the Sacrifice, which again is not a good game. Yeah, best audio design, in which I was confused because also best score is in here. So, so that, and then the best score, which Stellar Blade, which the soundtrack is fucking amazing. Silent Hill 2, which is Metaphor, which the soundtrack is amazing. Final Fantasy Rebirth, I was like, wow, no. And an Astrobot, which is like, oh, okay. Then you got best art direction. You got you got Shadows of the Erdtree on there. Metaphor, Never, which I don't know what that is. Black Myth, and Astrobot. And I was like, wow, Elden Ring is up here too.
Elden Ring is everywhere, man.
Yeah. Then you got best narrative, which you got Rebirth. You got Infinite Wealth, which I think should win that. Metaphor, which I also think should win that. Hellblade should not, and Silent Hill 2 could win it. So for me, it's like 3 games on here that are like, that's good. Because Final Fantasy Rebirth, I'm not going to say deserves it because that game is a slog. Because they added so much nonsense, it doesn't make any sense. But that's just me. People don't think like me. Just like, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a great game. And I'm like, it's only a quarter of a game that I've already played like 10 years ago. 10, 15 years ago. It should not even be close to Game of the Year. It's not. Yeah, best game direction, which Balatro, which is poker, I think. Black Myth Wukong. Shadow of the Erdtree. I once again say, what do you mean by this game direction? And put Shadow of the Erdtree, because it's the same fucking game. They just added a new area and new bosses and a new mechanic to actually get your seeds. But whatever. Then there's Metaphor, which actually did change the direction. They made Persona 5 or Persona, but you're on a campaign trail instead of a high school. And you got Final Fantasy Rebirth, which is the same game as the last one. So what do you mean by best game direction? Astrobot should probably win that, or Black Myth, hands down. And then you got your Game of the Year picks, which don't make no sense. It's Astrobot, fine. Vatro, which is weird. Black Myth, okay. Shadow of the Erdtree, which is like that's just illegal. And Final Fantasy Rebirth, which I still like no. And Metaphor, which I'm like, you're missing Stellar Blade. And Helldivers.
The Game of the Year winners should technically be either Metaphor or Astrobot.
Yeah. It should not be Shadow of the fucking Erdtree.
No, but I want Shadow of the Erdtree to win anyway because it's chaos.
You think it's gonna be fucking? You think it's gonna cause a lot of chaos?
I just want chaos to happen. That's all. Because there are people who legitimately take Game Awards seriously.
They take it too damn serious.
And I'm like, why?
Yeah, they take him too damn serious. Oh my god. But that's just that. Let's move on to the final part of our podcast today so we can roll the fuck out. Um let's talk about Survivor Series. Did you see Survivor Series there?
I saw it.
Did you enjoy Survivor Series?
I enjoyed one match.
Which match did you enjoy?
The triple threat match.
Oh, yeah, that match was a fire match. For me, I enjoyed both the War Games matches, of course, because War Games is my favorite match. But one War Games match, I was like, the president of this match is retarded. And the other one, I was just like, this is just a good match. But let's move on. I think Shinsuke Nakamura came out of nowhere to actually magically beat LA Knight, which confused me. It just confused me.
I mean, he had to win, right? You don't do that. You don't give Shinsuke fucking a 12-minute entrance and have him lose.
That is true.
Now, why are we pushing Shinsuke in 2024? Your guess is as good as mine. But you don't give someone a fucking 45-minute entrance and then have him lose. So they booked themselves in the corner. Plus, LA Knight didn't really have heels anyway, so this will be something for LA Knight to at least do.
True. At least LA Knight has something to do, but the fact that Shinsuke came out of nowhere a week before, and then magically was like, I'm in the championship match. Now I'm in the champion. Braun Breaker's match was actually really good. It's highlight of the night. And yeah, his match was just, good. Found no flaws. Stayed at the top. Remained at the top, Gunther's match with Damian Priest ended in quite possibly a very predictable and kind of stupid way. Because what? And are we turning Gunther into a face? Because he's going against Finn Balor?
But I don't think he's turning face yet, but we'll have to see. I don't think he's going to turn full baby face.
Okay, as long as he's like, in between there to heel, then we're fine.
I mean, because Braun Breaker is technically a tweener.
Yeah, technically. But
and
the fact that...
Because Gunther's character he's a prick.
Yeah.
But in the match, if you give him a good fight, or if you pin him or beat him,
he respects
you. Like he gave Randy Orton a handshake, he gave Cody Rhodes a head. So it's in his character. So it's not really him being a baby face. It's just the fact that he is the mat is sacred, So it fits his character that he would, kind of
be mad at Finn Balor for cheating.
Yeah, because he needed it to prove that Damian Priest that he can beat him clean.
Yeah,
that didn't happen. So, yeah,
that makes sense. He did prove that he was gonna win. I would have been stupid. But other than that, there's that. And then there's the final match of the night. We got Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk, in which I think was a relatively good match. But it's the president of the match that kind of fucked me up. So after this, does this mean Roman is now the tribal chief again for another 20 fucking years?
Well, I didn't watch the match really because I don't really watch Bloodline. But unfortunately, everything's becoming Bloodline, so I may not have a choice. No, Roman is not the tribal chief because he still doesn't have that fucking Ulafala.
Okay.
Technically speaking, him and Solo Sikoa are 1-1.
Oh, yeah.
I get a 1-on-1 match with them.
Oh, yeah.
After you get the 1-on-1 match, Roman will win. Solo Sikoa, like he said before, many minutes ago, will give Roman the Ulafala and acknowledge him. Solo's crew will probably betray him, and then he'll turn babyface with Roman. And yeah, I mean, shit sucks, dude.
Yeah, so far the Bloodline has just been getting annoying and kind of stupid. Of course, Drew McIntyre came back on Raw. That was amazing.
Good.
Yeah, and we're getting CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, which is also
Seth like he may be going heel, which I guess the reasons for him going heel are I don't even know anymore.
I mean, he doesn't like CM Punk.
But like we're involved in Sami Zayn and all this shit. It's like, are we really going to turn Seth heel because he's technically telling the truth?
That Roman Reigns is a prick.
Yeah, like Roman hasn't changed, and he hasn't.
He has not. No.
Everyone, it's like this storyline makes zero sense. Sammy, KO, Jay, all of them wanted to stop the bloodline. What did Sammy say? We will stop the bloodline and all this other shit, right?
Yeah.
Just to go back and help Roman.
Yeah.
And then y'all wonder why Seth said no. Look what Seth went through just 6 months, 7 months ago with Roman and The Rock. Why would he team with Roman? You can't tell me, well, Solo Sikoa is worse. Really?
No.
Solo Sikoa has been booked like shit. He is not worse than Roman Reigns.
He was booked like awful before he got.
That's the point. That's the booking. Oh well, he's gonna be worse than Roman. No. Roman took out the entire new bloodline by himself the first night he came back. Come on, man. This shit sucks. I'm sorry. I know people are so-called emotion, right? You get these fucking clowns think this shit is cinema. This shit sucks.
It really does. The fucking bloodline has been boring for years now, and a lot of people, 1-2 chief, and I'm like, well, you want Roman's back, and now Roman is just it's just a fight for the fucking stupid tribal chief name, and I'm like, realistically, you can start your own shit, which doesn't at this point. I'm just like, okay, it doesn't really matter. So you guys just do what you do. I'm not gonna fucking stop you on this. WWE does what the fuck they want. I was confused. I was like, so if he wins this match, does that mean you have to acknowledge him the next time y'all meet which is on SmackDown, or are you just gonna?
I don't.
Also, what doesn't make any sense? I don't know if you saw the New Day thing. That also didn't make any sense. You abandoned us, E. I was like, his neck is broken. There's no physical possible way he can come back from injury. He's not medically clear. Like I'm pretty sure that this is kind of stupid, but whatever. They wanted to break up the New Day. So when Big E's finally medically cleared, he could go against the New Day. I think.
Big E is, well, he'll probably be back, but I mean, I thought that segment was good.
Yeah, it was really good. It was emotional. It's just, I was just confused how they was like, you abandoned us, E. I was like, how could he abandon you when his neck is broken? He can't physically be in the ring and fight. That's literally doctor's order.
I don't think they meant in the ring.
Yeah.
They probably was like, you never came back, Yeah. Like, you could have basically, I mean, and in some way you can understand it. Think about it. Big E was injured in 2022.
Yeah.
He was gone all this time. But he's been on panels. He hasn't come to the shows. He hasn't shown up. Not to necessarily wrestle, but just, to even give y'all voices of encouragement.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you and Kofi are having issues and problems. And just like Xavier Woods says, now you choose to come back? Where were you all this time where you were able to walk around and do whatever you need to do? No one's saying you had to get in the ring.
Yeah.
But you weren't here. So
because of that part, yeah, that makes sense. You're right.
It's like, I can understand them being like, yeah, you weren't here, yet you're back now?
Yeah.
When we're fighting, but where were you when we were just meandering in the hallway?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now people saying they were getting teary. I wasn't getting all that.
I was
But
not.
it was a good segment. But
Yeah, it's damn good. It's just teary eyed. That's a little weird, don't you think?
I don't know, man. People say the emotion. I'm like, no. It was a fine segment. It was good. I don't get emotional over shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, I got
Because
emotional over certain things. Like when
it's
Daniel Bryan
wrestling.
had to
I'm not getting
retire.
emotional over wrestling.
Yeah, like I got emotional when Daniel Bryan had to retire, or the Ric Flair's supposed to last match against Shawn Michaels. I'm not gonna lie to you. Actually, it was like, damn, this actually hurts me in the feels. But you know, never cried like a girl. I'm not gonna lie to you. To get emotional over that part, I was like, what are you guys talking about? This is just a heel turn. This is actually quite normal. It's just their reasoning just to me just didn't fully make sense.
Well, now hopefully it does now.
Yeah, it does. Now that you said that, now that it makes more sense. But so far, I could say Survivor Series wasn't worth my time, but it was.
I give it 5.
I'd have to agree with that. A 5 out of 10. With that being said, is there anything else you want to talk about before we go?
No. Oh, I beat Rise of Ronin.
How do you feel about that game?
It is very mid.
Thank you. That's all I need to know. Multiplayer is also equally bad, by the way.
Never played multiplayer on Rise of Ronin. It's a very mid game.
Yeah, well, the multiplayer is also bad.
I tried. I really did try to enjoy it. In fact, I will say this. I enjoy just running around and doing the meandering shit more than anything else because the boss fights in that game are absolute fucking cringe.
Because they're literally just the same fucking, they're just a person that you could literally become yourself.
Yep.
Like literally, that's it. I was by the time I got to the last boss, I was just like, okay, this is the game. This is the game. I was like, oh crap. The last boss is theoretically somebody that I could be, realistically. Or this boss that I fought here is genuinely just this person with this weapon in this style. There's nothing intriguing about any of these bosses or these enemies or anybody or hunting missions or persons that have the weapons that you can go kill and literally become the exact person that you just killed. And it's too realistic. I was like, oh crap. Because there's nothing unrealistic about the game. And when I say unrealistic, I don't mean like, because realistically, you're not going to be able to do half the shit in the game. I say realistic, there are no demons, there are no dragons, there's nothing. It's just real life of an actual event that actually fucking happened. So, you know, I was hella bored. Running around with a rapier and a gun. Which is actually cool weapons, by the way.
Parry system was fucking dog shit.
It is very terrible, yes. They just need to add blocking again.
We just need to stop trying to be Sekiro. How about that?
Yeah, they tried and failed miserably at Sekiro. Yes. But that being said, God, Rise of Ronin is so boring. And the multiplayer, again, is terrible. Oh, you can't play multiplayer with this person because they're not here yet. Like, what do you mean they're not here yet? Yep, you have to be on this mission to play multiplayer. How does that make sense?
It was just a mid game.
Yeah, it's mid game. I actually saw a person that said this game is the greatest out of all of the games. I was like, no. I was like, everything about this game is middling at best. And the combat, while it is good, it is not better than Neo, or it is not better than Stranger of Paradise, in which at least in those games the enemy variety was different, and at least I could fight a bunch of different types of shit. Jesus Christ. And my favorite out of all of them is still goddamn.
They should have just did, instead of doing the whole parry shit, they should have just did like Ghost of Tsushima combat, and it probably would have been a better game.
Yeah. Instead, they decided to try to create Elden Ring, their version of Elden Ring, and I'm like, guys, every time you do this, From Software creates a game that destroys your game by a country mile, and then you guys have to go back to the drawing board. Every time. It happens consistently. every time.
Pretty much.
But that being said, let's call it here, and I will call it a day. You guys have a great one.
Yeah.